Again, once again with you this morning, and once again with the dance Qigong theme. And today, a special segment of the dance Qigong. How different is dance from dance Qigong? How different is Qigong from dance Qigong? Well, we are paying attention to fluidity. We're interested in what's called Teder HaMaster HaPnimi, the flow, the pulse of the flow of the inner master. How do we connect with this place in our body-mind connection, which has to do with the dynamics of fluids within our system? The dynamics of fluid, in science calls it fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics divided to two areas. One is static fluid research. Static, when all the fluids are standing statically, no motion, versus dynamic fluid in motion. That research is very interesting for our practice because it has to do with the pressures and the forces that arise from the motion of fluids in our body. Where does it all begin? Okay, where do I begin? Hey, let's embrace the sky. And we'll get to it. No worries. No worries, mates. We'll get to it in minutes. We'll just get into it. Now, feel gravity operating within you like a waterfall. Waterfalls from the heaven, waterfalls from infinity above to infinity below. Oh. Smile. Fill your heart with gratitude and feel more. It allows you to feel more. We grow when we practice, exercise gratitude. We simply grow. We allow our soul, our nefesh to grow, to expand. There's so many things we can be grateful for. And when we are thankful, we consider them, we grow, we expand. Okay, fluidity from top to bottom, water energy down, fire energy up. The heat of the sun lifts the waves, makes them into vapor rising from the ocean until they become heavy clouds up in the sky. Heavy cloud up there. I want you to feel how heavy, because soon it's going to start raining. And then when the air gets cooler, it will turn to snowflakes. And we want to feel those snowflakes within us. Let's feel. Vapor rising from the ocean. Fire energy up. Spirit rise. Chi sinking down. Water energy down. Gravitational force within. And then, mahapach. opposite direction, we rise with the force of ground energy. Feel it at your feet. First of all, waterfall down with gravity, but then our legs and feet are filled up with chi. You just have to release it. Just release it, feel the flow. And the flow is not only up and down, waves from side to side. Inhale up, exhale down. Cha. 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 Feel the flow of the river. Let your hands go underwater and feel the fluidity of the bank of water moving together as one. Clouds up there, heavenly rain and snow onto the water, and then the water carries you away on the waves. As Sifu Gong said, in order to get this mesmerizing feeling of the inner chi, connects with the inner master within you, connects with a pulse that brings on relaxation to your neurobiology, to your neurological system. Yeah, it's a nice pulse. Teder Master Apnimi. It allows us to imagine freely the water, the temperature of the water in our hands, the speed that the water are moving. We measure the air as well. Is the air humid or dry, hot or cold? And we can also measure the speed of the air. מהירות הרוח, מהירות הגלים, כמה קשר. It's all measurable. And this is the science of hydraulics at the bottom, inside the river, with a body of water moving as one. And it has to do with aerodynamics when we talk about the speed of the clouds, the speed of the wind. It's all measurable. It's a science that brought a lot of inventions. Fluid mechanics. How does it operate in our own body? How does it come alive? So we feel the flow, we feel the pulse, we feel the water, we feel the clouds. Cloud hands will take us right there. Vapor rising from the ocean. The water cycle in nature is such that while this hand is blowing in the wind, this hand below on the river, on water level of the river, and they change, they swap places, and you lean your ear a little bit towards this lake, and you feel the flow. And this is measurable. Are you moving in a 1 kilometer per hour speed, your clouds, or half a kilometer, or 1/10 of a kilometer, right? We measure speed in kilometers or in miles. We measure speed with time. We measure speed with distance. And since it's all measurable, the science made wonders with fluid mechanics. But we are now here to feel it. Feel it. Just move your hip joints from side to side a bit faster and see how all the fluid in your body is responding immediately to the speed that you actually shifted into. You shifted gear and your entire body shifted gear and the fluid in your body shifted gear. And now let's decide to slow down and feel the difference. This is the magic of the lower clouds. The magic of the lower clouds. Look, my upper hand is only going to my belly button level. The lower hand stays on the water and feels the river. You pet the river, you caress the river, you feel the river. You become as flowing as the river and stable as a big mountain. Flow like a river and be stable as a mountain. Absolutely. Just get into this motion. It's a repetitive motion. It's cyclical motion, and it's life in motion. Just get into it and feel the motion. Cha, 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 cha. Turn it into a dance. Yes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Let's listen to the drum beat of the African drums in the background. Can you hear them? If not, I'll be quiet and I'll let you hear them. Boom, boom. Let's get into it. Fluid, light, the lightness of being. Bum, 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 bum. The wild goose was born free. The wild goose dance. Wild goose change directions and take off. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. What are the fluids in your stomach are doing? In your dantian, between your pelvic floor to the sarefet, to the diaphragm, to the front of your stomach, to the lower back, the ming meng, all this area, what happens to it when we are circulating it in this direction? Just like a wheel turning within. You see the wheel turning. Now this wheel, imagine it the size of a basketball. It's inside you, that basketball, and it's turning, and it's turning. And the fluid within, let's be with the fluid within. In your lower dantian. What is this place? Water dantian, lower dantian, water dantian, lower dantian. I prefer the Hebrew name of the 10 Sefirot, Me'etz Chaim, Hayesod, the foundation. But whether you call it Dantien, chakra, Sephirah of Yesod, it has fluidity. Never mind the name, it has fluidity inside, within. Feel the fluidity. You slide into the water, slide. Because of that pattern that I'm now turning this way, but smaller inside. I also do the big hula hoop. Can do the big hula hoop. Large sizes. Expand. Send those arms far away and let them sink down. This is the full gamut. You can even change legs. between one to another. Big cycle. What are the water doing? Sliding back and sliding back. And let's go smaller. Feel the inner wave. Hello, Milky. Inner wave. Inner wave. Smaller. Milky is here. Smaller. 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 Wash. 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 Pay attention to your spine, to your hip joints and your feet. The upper hand is on the water, rolling, circulating, all good. But pay attention to your back foot, sending pulses into your front hand. Now, let's have this pulse meet the pulse that comes from your hand to your back foot, from your hand far away to your back foot. So yeah, you're doing back foot to hand, hand to back foot. Feel the flow, the fluid flow within. 1, 2, 1, 2. Feel a channel of energy passes through you, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Comes from the back foot all the way to your elbow, your palm, your circling palm on the water. 2 hands. This is the bear. The bear moves the body as one. The bear teaches us to actually move the entire body as one piece. And what do I mean? I mean, you won't see that there is no connection between hands working separately, to the body turning left and right separately, to the back foot shooting energy forward and back separately. We circulate with the bear, one circle here and one circle there. The spine moves with the circle. The hip joints and shoulders move with the circles. The elbows moves with the circles. Our entire body, even our toes, inside our shoes, feel your toes, inside your socks. Feel your toenails getting energy. It goes from one edge to another, from one extreme to another. It comes into your fingertips, into your crown. Feel it in the crown. Feel it in the tailbone. Change. Lower. Larger ones. Going to smaller ones, from big to small. Change legs through. Can you do it together? How do I change leg? I send the hand far away, and when I pull the hand towards me back, I pull the leg with it. And when this goes out, this goes out. Right? Want to try it again? We send the hand far away. When we pull it, we put the foot, and these two works together, and these two works together. See what it feels like. The body moves as one. It means pairs. The golden pairs are together. Who's the pair? Who are the pairs? The pairs הזוגות, כתף ומותן ביחד, מרפק וברך ביחד, כף יד, כף רגל ביחד. The three golden pairs are shoulder and hip. One, the closest to the center. Two, elbow and knee. Two, halfway distance, and the wrists are the furthest, wrist and feet and ankles together. You teach the body through a static mechanic, fluid mechanic. We position the body in one place. We work on these pairs being one on top of the other. So shoulders is right over the hip, elbow is right over the knee, palm right over the foot, a little stretched out, but never lock the elbow. Tiger mouth is open on both hands. This hand is in an arch. It's tiger mouth open. You are on the receiving end of the energy. אתם מוכנים לקבלה. תורת הקבלה. What are we getting? What are we receiving? This is the science of receiving and transmitting energy. The fluid in my body has a tendency. If I move it, there's a different tendency and different frequency if I become stable. But even though I'm stable, in my mind, I want to circulate chi to the extremities, the gates in our palm, to feet, hands, all has a pulse and a frequency. Slow down that frequency. Regulate your mind, regulate your body. Slow it down and sink your elbow into your knee. But wait a minute, it tells me the hip joint says, wait a minute. Open for a wide arch, tuck your tush in and sit. Shh. See how grounded you are here. How to get close to the ground can take a lot of energy from the ground forward with the tiger, with the snake, but mostly with the bear. Teaches our body to work as one. the bear, the dragon also does teach you a lot, to pair the joints. But now we're with the bear, the two circles on the water, the fluidity. How fast are the water moving because our hands are moving? Because our mind decided, regulate the mind to regulate the body, to regulate the chi flow. So you have a tap. יש לכם ברס שיושב כמו שיבר של צ'י, ואתם פותחים וסוגרים אותו כאוות נפשכם. So you really have your hand on the tap, and you open and close, you minimize the flow, or you rush the flow to be gushing. It's all up to your own willpower and intention. So you are now working with your intention, which regulates your body motion, which regulates the chi flow, which regulates the fluidity within you. How does fluid in your body respond to those two hands circulating on the water? And you have a frequency that can be interchangeable. If we go bigger circles on the water, the frequency of the entire body fluid will change. And if we go smaller, first we change. We go lower and smaller circles, totally different frequency. Feel it. This is the flow. This is the flow within. I call it the inner master flow. The teder master apnimi, with the inner master frequency. The inner master flow with an inner master pulse, frequency, tendency. Let your hip joints take over. So we said slide fluid is from here to there, from one foot to the other. You have this banana underneath you. You're pointing down with your laser beam from your tailbone, a banana shape on the ground, and you slide along it. Slide. While you do that, go to the front and come closer to your stomach, to your belly button, and make those circles smaller and faster. Different speed, it's measurable. Smaller diameter, it's measurable. Now, what else is measurable within you? The fluid motion, the fluidity in motion in your body, the fluid mechanics, the hydraulica. What puts pressure on what? If you shift this way, you move fluid in this direction. You move fluids in this direction. If I go here, I'll move fluid in this direction, in this direction. So you have to decide whether you circulating this way or that way. And that will determine. And for that, we want to get a very smooth flow in our hip joints. That's why we need range of motion in the hip joints. That gives us the fluidity we need in the lower dantian, in the yesod, in the larger reservoir of chi in our body. Just like the biblical verse on the biblical hero is, Kocho bemotnav. His force, his strength is within his hips. Or Eshet Chayil, חגרה בעוז מותניה. She wore a belt of bravery, of courage on her hips. Okay. So, we want those hips to be fluid. That's the point. That's the point, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Change direction. Nice. Rotation within. Feel how the three last vertebrae, lumbar bones of your tailbone are actually moving within a sea of fluid. Sea of fluid. Everything else is fluid. But the tailbone and the spine and the hip joints are the solids. So it's fluid moving within solids. Sounds familiar? Message in a bottle. Now lock your crown, lock it. It's not moving from the center line, and move just your tailbone, just your tailbone. Change directions. Big ones to smaller, spiral down, spiral with your tailbone, small one. Stop. Here the bear stands, and in terms of fluid mechanics, we are static and not dynamic. We move to static. What does the water do in static? The motion with gravity grabs down all the inner mud, all those particles, everything that's heavier than the water is sinking down. That makes us more grounded. That makes us much more grounded. We can now take from the ground and shift it forward or sideways or up. We can shoot it in diagonally, this way and that way, straight forward in a spiral or in a round motion, round. That's the metal element, the water element. Look at the hips, look at the slide within, look at the waters within. That's the water element, the fire element, from contract to expand. From expand to contract. Contract, expand. Contract, expand. Let's go to brush knees, see how the fluid behaves when we take it diagonally into that foot. Our entire rolling downhill is from this knee and this shoulder into this shoulder and this foot, going down. Go. Fluid flowing downhill, downriver, downstream. And now we climb back up with ground energy. And we let this propel down towards the knee. My center line will propel towards the knee while sinking down, generating a movement called spiral down in the spine. Feel this spiral down. spiral up. That's a very pure energy, the spiraling energy flow. See if you can discover it during Brashni. So stand comfortably. I'm about to turn this way up, right? I'm pushing the ground there. And now I'm about to spiral down. Solid. Gathering chi. Letting go. Let all the fluid flow into the front foot and while this hydraulic center of our body, דנטיין, I call the thing, כל היסוד הזה מסתובב, יש פה הידראוליקה של סיבוב של מים כבדים. עכשיו לסובב את המים האלה לאחור. ולתת להם לזרום מורד הנהר. Let this fluid flow within your dantian, up, and let go, let the fluid spiral down. Up and away, my beautiful balloon. It's like a ski slope, long ski slope, and a big wave. Lifting us up, and we catch a wind. Big wave from undercurrent comes up, down river stream. Slide down here, that means slide down there together. We said the body moves as one. Shmone, nice 8. Boom, boom. Small ones. Move your belly button. A bit faster. On my tippy toes. Okay. Soul celebration. Gratitude, loving kindness, and compassion. I hope you felt your fluids moving, flowing, gushing, dancing, sliding, flowing, rising, sinking, vaporizing, water sinking, fire up, water energy down, happiness, spirit rise, spirit rise. I'm grateful. I'm sending waves of gratitude for allowing me to feel those motion mechanics, fluid mechanics, hydraulica within my body, the chi flow zone, the water that are me are moving with forces in a certain pulse, on a certain frequency, and I'm one with it. And my body moves as one with it. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm also grateful for having you guys all around, here live, Shidur Chai from Ranana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The body doesn't want to go home. Body, you're home. What's wrong? No, I don't want to go home. I'm staying, guys. Hadran in Hebrew. Hadran. The comeback of the flow. It's tribal. It's very tribal. It's African meeting China. Africa meets East Asia here in the Middle East in your body. It's primal, it's tribal, and it's us. Tap with your heels. And bounce it. And now what your fluid body is thinking. It's not about what it's thinking, what it's doing, what it's feeling, what your senses are telling you about fluid moving in your body. They bounce. Fluid in your body bounces. And you want to turn it into the snake or the horse. If it's the snake, you turn it this way. Two hands together. The snake dance. The snake warrior dance. Or this way. Or you turn it into the horse. Horse, hoofs, close your fist and turn them outwards. Now simply slide. You don't have to do anything but swap these. While you swap these, one, pam, 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 pam. It's like the ayal menageach, you know? You see it in Metzada and Masada, how they broke the wall. This ayal menageach, the horn. It's a C hoof, like a horn forward. Boom, boom. All your fluid becomes one behind that fist, behind that hoof of the horse, moving forward like a horn. Straight forward, one on top of the other while they are twisted sideways. Looks uncomfortable in the beginning, but then it gets. Okay, and we open the palms and we feel a rain of happiness falling on us. we're entitled to feel this rain. Ah, blessed rain, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם. Ah. 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 And I'm grateful again for giving me this last 5-minute to come back. I'm grateful to you guys for staying. I'm sending health and happiness and loving kindness. Seven times. תודה רבה. נסגור את השידור. תודה שהייתם איתי. תמשיכו להתאמן, אה? Hello. Stop recording. Stop recording. Yes.